Welcome to College Game Day. I'm Josiah, and today we have our guest of the week, McKay from Upper Cumberland Reporter.
I'm Blake.
I'm Bryson.
And today we're going to be going over the Week 1 college football games. We're going to start off with the number 1 Texas versus number 3 Ohio State. This is a rematch from a legendary semifinal game last season. This is Arch Manning's first career game at the helm after the Quinn Ewers departure. How will Ohio State respond as the defending national champions? And they have serious star power on both sides, Arch Manning, Jeremiah Smith on Ohio State. Something I have to take note of is Ohio State is 25-4 at home since 2020, so give me Ohio State.
Yeah, listen, this is a great game, and the AP kind of messed up by making it 1 versus 3. The coach split it 1 versus 2. First ever meeting between number 1 and number 2 in the AP poll to open the season. You're right, I think Jeremiah Smith's the best player in college football. He'd be the number 1 pick in the draft if he could come out this year, which he can't. But Texas, led by Arch Manning, that offensive line, they're going to come in ready to make a statement. The problem is, it's at Ohio State. This game was at a neutral site. I think I'd lean Texas. I think Texas is probably 2 points better than Ohio State. Not in the shoe. I'll take the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I agree with everything they said. Obviously, we saw the last time SEC school came to Ohio State, got spanked.
Okay, well, that hurt my feelings.
I'm a ball
yeah,
fan myself. Like we talked about last week, Jeremiah Smith, best receiver, no thanks, best player in the whole league. Should be in the NFL right now if he could. Arch Manning, we'll see if he's ready or not. Josiah thinks that based off his last name he'll be ready, but I disagree. But give me Ohio State.
Yeah, I completely agree. I like Ohio State in this game. Like they said, they're at home. Texas is great, but it's Arch Manning's first game starting, I believe. And, I mean, he has a lot to prove. Ohio State lost their quarterback, Will Howard, last year, but, I mean, they got a lot of transfers, and they got a powerhouse defense like always, so give me Ohio State. Next, we got number 9 ranked LSU at number 4 Clemson. Clemson got Cade Klubnik, Heisman, I wouldn't say favorite, but definitely a contender. They got a great high-powered offense. LSU got a pretty good defense, but they've always been known for their offense, in my opinion. But I'm going to go Clemson at this one. They're at home, like I said. And, yeah, Clemson's offense is going to be a lot for that defense. So.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to take Clemson, my ACC pick. Obviously, LSU has not won the first week of the season in a couple of years. Clemson, they got a bunch of NFL talent this year. I like what Dabo's building. Give me Clemson.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. LSU has a ton of NFL talent. Garrett Nussmeier alongside Cade Klubnik, 2 guys who could be in the Heisman Trophy ceremony. I respect that LSU schedule is difficult week 1 last year, going to Vegas to play USC. The problem is they always lose those games. Yeah. And now going to Death Valley, the Battle of Death Valley there, I think Clemson does get it done. I don't love either of these teams long term, but I like Clemson a lot more week 1 at home than I do LSU.
Yeah, this is one of the best QB matchups I think we'll see all season. I said it about Ohio State, 24-2 at home since 2020. That's Clemson's record. They didn't take transfers in last year. They're building a program, a very tight-knit community at Clemson, so I'm going to take the experienced Tigers.
Yeah, next we got number 6 Notre Dame at number 10 Miami. Obviously, both teams lost a lot. They kind of both have strong points the same. You know, got good running backs, got good line. I would say Miami's probably the best line in the country. I like Miami. Obviously, they lost number 1 pick, Cam Ward. Notre Dame, they got a great coaching staff. But I'm going to take Notre Dame. You know, I don't think Miami's defense is good enough to stop Notre Dame's offense, personally. Yeah, give me Notre Dame.
Well, Carson Beck transferred to Miami from Georgia.
Yeah.
He didn't play great at Georgia, but I have a feeling he's going to do really good this season at Miami. It's a new offense, new coordinators, new head coach. Notre Dame's a powerhouse. They're a great team, like always. But I think I'm going to go Miami on this one. I think he's going to elevate that offense a lot more than last year, even maybe, with Cameron Ward, like you said. But, yeah, give me Miami.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Again, Miami does not have the home field advantage like the other teams do that we talked about earlier. Notre Dame, I think, is a college football playoff team for sure, especially in that non-conference schedule that they play. I think Miami actually takes a big hit at the quarterback position. Carson Beck's fine. Cameron Ward, all-time leading passer in NCAA history. Diehard Titans fan. I love Cam Ward. Not a big Carson Beck guy. I think they take a bigger jump back. I think they're a little overrated entering the season. I don't think Miami's the 10th best team in the country. I think Notre Dame, maybe a top 5 team in the country. Wouldn't surprise me, actually, if Notre Dame ends up winning the national championship this year. So I'll go with the Fighting Irish to get the win.
Yeah, I agree with everything Noah said. I think Cam Ward is one of the most talented passers we've seen in the last 5 years. Carson Beck had a really good system at Georgia. Kirby Smart's one of the best coaches in college football. It really helped that Georgia had a really good defense to kind of help with that offense as a good combination. I don't think they have that out in Miami, and I think Marcus Freeman is one of the best defensive minds in the game, so give me Notre Dame. So the next game we have is number 8 Alabama at Florida State. This is a very interesting game after Florida State going off a terrible season last year. Both coaches have a little bit to prove. I don't think it's really fair for DeBoer after going like 9-3 last season, but for Alabama, that's not good enough. And Florida State, Mike Norvell, definitely on the hot seat. Thomas Castellanos versus Ty Simpson should be an interesting quarterback battle. Ty Simpson's first year starting, he's been in the program a couple of years, and Thomas Castellanos transferred in from Boston College. This should be a very fun matchup, but give me Florida State with a major out-of-conference upset.
That is a major upset. Listen, Alabama, I hate Alabama with every fiber of my being. That being said, this is Mike Norvell's last year at Florida State. In my opinion, I think he's going to get fired. I think that the wheels fell off the wagon, and what can't happen is a team giving up on a coach, and last year that team gave up on their coach. I hate everything about Alabama, but they're going to go in, and I love the pick, personally, but I can't roll with it. I think Alabama absolutely smashes Florida State into the ground.
I agree. Obviously, last week I picked Alabama to win SC championship. I really like what they got. I feel like they got one of the deepest rosters in all of college football. Florida State, obviously their incoming quarterback, Thomas Castellanos, has been talking a lot of smack over this offseason, but he's went ahead and went back on that, which is the worst thing you can do. But Florida State had a lot of people leaving last year. Give me Alabama in a spanking.
Yeah, man, like you said, they got a lot of people leaving. I wouldn't trust their team even if they did keep the players that they had last year. What was their record last year? I mean, one or two games maybe. They didn't do good at all. I'm going to go with Alabama. They've been a powerhouse for years, even losing their coach a couple years back. But yeah, Florida State, they're just not who they were. So give me Alabama.
And my turn now. Neutral site in Atlanta. In that Chick-fil-A kickoff game, Syracuse against number 24 Tennessee. Really interesting game. Tennessee with all the offseason drama with Nico Iamaleava transferring to UCLA. That being said, Syracuse a year ago, really good season. They lose a ton off of that team from a year ago and don't really replace it with any blue chip talent. On the other hand, Tennessee, the quarterback question. Certainly looks like it's going to be Joey Aguilar, the transfer in out of App State. It's going to start at quarterback. I think what people are forgetting about this Tennessee team, yes, I am a Tennessee fan, but I'm still right about this. The defense that they have this year. They were a defense-led team last year. People don't think about that with Josh Heupel. They returned what is probably the best cornerback tandem in the SEC, a ton of NFL guys along that defensive front. They've got a really good anchor in the secondary as well at the safety spot. It's going to be a defense-heavy team. And in Josh Heupel's tenure, it's a Tennessee team that has destroyed weak Power 4 teams. Virginia a couple of years ago, a year Tennessee was not very good. The Joe Milton year, they destroyed Virginia. Very similar style of matchup. I think the ball is rolling in Atlanta.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I feel like Syracuse, they obviously had a good record last year, but played a weaker schedule than Tennessee did. Obviously, Tennessee being in the SEC, they're prepared. They got a really deep team this year. Obviously, like Noah said, the quarterback situation is scary, but give me Tennessee. I don't think this game will be very close, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that Tennessee defense is going to kill Syracuse offense. I don't think they're going to get anything rolling at all. I got Tennessee in a blowout, honestly. That team is it's really good this year. Even losing Nico, I don't think it really will matter that much. He didn't play great last year. But yeah, give me Tennessee by a blowout.
As a Vols fan, when I saw this, I was a little worried. I didn't know if Kyle McCord would go to the NFL. Kyle McCord was one of the most underrated passers in college football last year, had a lot of great numbers. Tennessee returns a lot of defensive talent. Syracuse, I can't name one player on Syracuse, so give me the Vols.
Next, we got Georgia Tech at Colorado, going into Boulder. Colorado lost a lot last year. Shador, Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, LaJohntay Wester, all to the draft. They still have a good defense, though. Their secondary didn't really lose much. I think they upgraded, honestly. They got Jordan Salter, one of the best O-linemen in the country. So give me Colorado in this game. I think they're going to bounce back since the season last year was kind of underwhelming at the end. They could have made a bowl game, but they didn't. So yeah, give me Colorado.
Yeah, Bryson forced us to do this game. But I agree with what Bryson said. Colorado lost a ton last year. But when you look at Georgia State's schedule, they could have been a 10-win team, to be honest. I like Georgia State in this game, even at Colorado. I don't think Colorado has the team to beat Georgia Tech this year.
Yeah, it's interesting because Colorado loses their get-out-of-jail-free card in the form of Travis Hunter, who was just sensational. Obviously, the Heisman Trophy winner. And under the radar, because they're in the ACC, Georgia Tech's been one of the fastest rising teams in the country. They are really well coached. Sorry to the Coach Prime lovers. I think they're much better coached than Colorado is. I think Colorado's a lot more like they were 2 years ago when they were fighting to try and get to 6 wins. I think they ended up winning 4 that year. I think they're a 6-win team this year. I think Georgia Tech's going to flirt on the peripheral of being a playoff team because of being in the ACC, an 8-9 win team. I'll take Georgia Tech to go on the road and get a big win.
Yeah, Georgia Tech and Georgia was a classic game, and that made me fall in love with Haynes King. Haynes King is one of my favorite players. He's a fighter, a great quarterback. He can run the ball really well. Colorado has had a weaker defense since Primetime has came and coached them. Give me Georgia Tech.
Well, as for our upset of the week, Blake, who do you got?
So this is a new segment that we're adding this week. Personally, I have UCLA to upset Utah. The spread right now is Utah by 6.5, but I like what UCLA is building. Obviously, they got 5-star quarterback Nico Imaliava. I hate him now, but I think he's a good player. I think UCLA can do enough to beat Utah.
All right. Next, for my upset of the week, I have Florida State to upset number 8 Alabama. This is a home game for Florida State. The spread is 13.5, so this is a huge upset. I think a lot of Vols fans would be very happy if this happened. I just think Florida State is kind of being underestimated at the start of the season. I think they have a chance to be a pretty solid team this year, so I'm going to have Florida State to upset number 8 Alabama.
My upset of the week is the 3 of you being upset when none of your upsets happen. I got all 3 of the favorites winning these games.
I got Colorado to upset Georgia Tech. Of course, I'm a Colorado fan, so maybe I'm a little bit biased, but no matter who starts at quarterback, if it's Juju or Caden, I think they're going to do great in that offense. Deion Sanders got a lot to prove, though, still with his best players leaving, so give me Colorado.
Thank you for joining us for College Game Day.
Bees by 50.
Bees by 50.